You've heard a lot about this city far away called Rome. It sounds interesting. You want to go. The only problem, you don't think you could ever afford the price of a trip to Europe, at least not until you're that best-selling author you're planning on becoming, which will happen. Well, there's good news. That trip can be yours. You need a bit of prep and yes, some money, though not as much as you might think, but if you're prepared to put in a bit of effort, you'll be flying to Rome and enjoying a plate of spaghetti on an Italian piazza before you know it. The first thing you need before anything else is a plan. Write up an itinerary of places you want to see, have an idea of where you'll stay, and plan out your stay before you even book anything. Have an idea of what you're willing to spend, you'll need at least $3,000 for everything from plane tickets to lodging, and start saving for it. Think about flights. You're more likely to get the best deals if you get tickets 2 to 6 months ahead. Also, keep the time of year in mind and plan to go in the off seasons. Your travel day is quickly approaching. You have your flight booked and your itinerary written up. If you're freaking out because it's not accurate to the minute, that's okay. Now you need to start booking where you're going to stay. It's not hard. Use a website. There are plenty of really helpful options. Decide what kind of stay you want. A hostel if you're cheap and don't mind sharing a bunk with a stranger, a hotel if you want something nicer and more convenient, or an apartment if you want a homegrown Roman experience that fits your budget. Next, you have to pack. Follow the TSA rules, which you can look up online. Don't bring weapons and keep liquids in containers less than 100 milliliters in volume. Bring seasonal clothes, but not too many. You gotta stay below the size limits. Dress like the Romans so you don't stand out. Bringing a clothesline is a good idea because Romans aren't big on dryers. And don't forget your passport. Congratulations, you're finally set to go to Rome. Now you need to know what to do to go places and stay safe in the process. Getting from place to place in Rome isn't hard or complicated, but at first it can be a bit overwhelming. Metro signs all around will point you to the nearest subway station, which is relatively easy to handle, especially if you've already been to the subways of other big cities. The bus is a little bit more complicated, but not impossible. Don't forget to buy a ticket. Staying safe isn't difficult either. Keep an eye on your belongings and use common sense and preventative measures to keep your things safe. I know, the fanny pack may look dumb, but it works. Staying safe from major things is pretty simple too. Again, use your common sense and avoid riots, protests, demonstrations, and sketchy looking situations. Listen to the US Embassy's advice on what to do and what not to do. And when it comes to beggars, that poor person asking you for money might not be who he says he is. That about covers the basics of what you need to do to travel to Rome on a budget. Enjoy the sights. Most attractions are cheap, and the ones that aren't are usually pretty cheesy or overly touristy. Get ready to walk, look, take pictures, eat gelato, and enjoy the beautiful Eternal City, all on a doable budget. Thanks for watching.